and called it me. Somebody gave us a name. We didn't come in with that name, but somebody called us a name. Bob, sir, John, Mary. Is that what I am? Who I am? No. It is an affectation. It is a fixture of the ego. The ego basically only exists as a set of patterns, beliefs, concepts. It shapes our thinking. The ego shapes our actions based on what we have accepted to be truth and what we believe ourselves to be. Though it is false, the ego identity is something, quite honestly, it is temporary. Why do I say that? Because think of the ego like an onion. Strange analogy, but this onion, as we peel it, right? This concept, we don't need anymore. We know it not to be true. This thing over here, which we held as truth, I no longer believe that. That peel goes away. Little by little, all of these fictions that we attached to the core of our personality, which is the real self, which is infinite, immortal, silent. We wrapped it in the skins we call the ego. Concepts, ideas, names, forms, that we mistakenly take to be us. You didn't come in with them. They came. When you get done unwrapping all the skins of the ego, all these false energy patterns, what's left? Nothing. In that nothingness, which is pure consciousness, pure awareness, that is the everythingness of life. All life is dependent upon that stratum of unmanifest pure energy that turns itself into all that we see, including our little egos. How do we control it? By simply observing it in operation. Who's observing it? What is observing it? Your awareness is observing it. That is true. What it is observing is not. So as we observe the actions of the ego, that which is useful, we hold on to and use it as a tool. Only as a tool. It is not us, it's a tool. And those things which are not useful to us, let it go. Little by little, we hold on to that which is useful but not too tightly. And that's how we control the ego. Observing it in action. Holding on to that which is useful, life-supporting, truth, honesty, compassion. Those things are worth holding on to. Letting go of things like jealousy, anger, all these negative ideas. This goes when I was in the world.
So, how to balance our work life?
Work life. How to balance our work life?
How to balance our work life? Easy questions, huh? Thanks. That's a tough one. How do we balance our work life? We have work, going out to earn a living, pay bills, yeah, food on the table for our families, and we have our families. We have our friends, our mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, sons, and daughters at some point. How do we balance the work and our families? First of all, it's not easy, because we are often told we have to have more money. We've got to have more things. And we can only have more things if we make more money. And that means that we have to work harder and longer. And life is then focused on money and things. Not that we need them, but those desires that we are attached to That's what causes the imbalance. Remember this. Desires are okay. But obsessing over the outcome, okay, being attached to the fruits of action, that causes the problem. Desires in their right place are okay. If we don't have a desire, we wouldn't eat. We wouldn't get up in the morning. But do not worry about the outcome. Don't worry about the fruits of action. Krishna said this to Arjuna on the battlefield in the Bhagavad Gita. I wish wait a minute. I'm hearing murmuring. I'm hearing talking. It's not me. Listen, I'm telling you things that are the truths of what your great sages have passed down from thousands of years. If you listen, you will benefit. If you pay attention to your nonsense chatting with your buddies or girlfriends, you're going to miss it. You will suffer for it. Because you're going to make the same damn mistakes over and over and over because you didn't pay attention when you needed to. You don't have to listen to me. I'm nothing. For God's sake, listen for your own benefit. I didn't make up these truths, but I learned them first from others and maybe from studying scriptures and books of great wisdom. But what I did was, I put these things into practice. I did my best to live what they said. I wasn't perfect. I still made a lot of mistakes, but I learned from those mistakes. Little by little, there was improvement. This is how we live life, and we balance by knowing what do I really need versus obsessing over things and money and power. That's what causes the imbalance. That's what causes the problems. Being attached to an identity that is false. I'm a vice president, I'm a manager, I'm a whatever it is. That's all just a hat you're wearing temporarily that you put on and you will take off. We will have many identities, many hats we will wear. None of them are that important. Spend the energy of your life what you need to live comfortably. Don't be obsessed with money and things or positions. I've got to be an engineer, I've got to be a doctor. Though I will hate it and I will have to work 80 hours a week, and my life will be nothing but this endless cycle of tiredness and desperation. Or I could be a great plumber, a great auto mechanic, go home at night, play with my kids, go out to the beach. You see? It's a balance of doing what's necessary to live a moderately comfortable life, but without excess, and paying attention to those things that are truly important, which is your family, your home, your friends. These are the things that truly matter. Don't let anyone tell you what is important for you. You decide. According to your abilities, according to your nature, according to your opportunities, you decide. Take advice, yes. Absolutely. If it sounds good, research it. See if that's something that works for you. But don't let anybody tell you how to live. Yes?
Sir, what are the advantages to think positive?
What are the advantages of thinking positive? Well, if we are thinking positive, the doors of life will open for us. If we think negative, the doors of life will close. That's the simplest way of putting it. What is positive thinking? Positive thinking is the understanding of possibilities that can happen if I work toward it. I know I can do this. I know I feel good when I do this, or in this place. It seems nice. It's an energy. Positivity is an energy that basically affects our environment, our studies, our family. Negativity, anger, depression. Okay, that's negative speed. Yeah. This also affects us, our families, our work environment. Who wants to be around a person who thinks negatively and acts negatively versus who wants to be around someone who is kind, thinks positively, looks at possibilities of things that can be if I work toward them? Those are the people you want to be around. That's how it works. This is what, yes, ma'am.
Inner peace.
How to develop inner peace. That's a question that I asked when I was much older than you. Because I was a little bit older. I happened to be in the middle of a war. Literally. I was in Vietnam in the jungles. And everybody was shooting at everybody. There was explosions going on. And craziness, just absolute craziness. The opposite of inner peace. But what happened? I just had this thought. This is crazy. Why is this happening? There's got to be more to life than this. I mean, I was put into an absolutely insane situation that was so in my face that I could not ignore it. And it forced me to look for something different. That's when the things that came into my life were teachers. My first meditation teacher. When I got out of the military and I started work, and I was working my way through college, I was exhausted. This friend of mine's mother, who was a teacher of meditation, and I thought she was a little weird, and I loved her dearly. One day she saw me just dragging me in to say hello. And she loved me enough to say, come here, sit down, shut up, do what I tell you, and when we're finished, you can ask questions. And she taught me how to meditate. In that very first meditation, interestingly enough, when I started that simple process, what I saw subjectively with my eyes closed was a dark wall. It seemed to go on forever. But there was this little teeny pinprick of light that was there, a little small light. That little pinprick of light behind that wall was that inner peace, that peace that is based on the truth of what you are, which is that pure light of consciousness, Shiva, that which is not, that eternal, infinite awareness which the rishis have told us about. That was in that little pinprick of light. And as I meditated each day, and I worked and studied, little by little, that little pinprick of light got bigger and bigger. Now, there is no wall at all. Because I worked at it. I saw the value in my life. I saw the outcome when I meditated and I worked according to my best. I did my best. The two together broke down that wall of darkness. That's what I'm trying to share with you. Because that's inner peace. When that wall is down and all that is left is the truth of what we really are. And that is what we call Krishna. That is what we call Shiva. That inner light is what you are. We break down the walls, we get rid of all that is not that. Little by little, meditation, right action together, little by little it breaks down. And then you simply become what you already are. Just, you know it. Does that help? Yes, sir.
What qualities do a person have?
What?
What characteristics do a person have? What qualities each person has?
What qualities does what person have?
Which businessman. What qualities?
How to?
How to manage our work.
How to manage our work. Okay, how do we manage work? First, what is the work? In other words, work means that we have to do a task. It has to be identified. What we are going to do, what the outcome is, what the outcome we desire is, must be clearly understood. That's the first quality. It's clearly understanding what it is that you are trying to do. Second thing, what do I need in terms of resources in order to get that accomplished? Shh. Guys, please, be respectful. Knock it off. Listen, you'll learn, damn it. I'm not just sitting here talking to one person, I'm sitting here so you'll listen. You can't listen if you're judge-acting with your buddy. Now just listen up for goodness sake. Now, what do I need to accomplish the job? Any physical things? Hammers, nails, whatever. What do I need in terms of knowledge? Do I have sufficient knowledge to accomplish the goal of this objective, this task? Then, how much time do I have to get it done? You must know where the end point is and identify it. If you can't identify an end point, a specific day and time that this has to be done, it goes on forever. It'll consume all available time. So you must identify an end point. And lastly, you stick to it. If you need help, ask for it. If you don't understand, ask questions. You do all of these things, you will be successful. Does that answer your question? Did I miss something? You sure? Okay.
How to become a successful person in our life?
How to become a successful person in our life.
How to become a successful person. I suppose you have to first understand and define what you mean by success. Do you have to have money, position, family? Success, listen up, guys. Listen to me. If I see anybody turning their heads and jaw-jacking, I'm going to smack them upside the head. Now, I try to be nice. But if that doesn't work, I'll use something else. We have to understand what success means. It's going to be different for different people. Some people, they say, success is for me to have inner peace, happiness. I want to be silent, go out in the woods and meditate or whatever. That might be success for one person. Success for another person might be, I want to have a family. I want to have an education. I want to be something or other, do something and make some money and have a balanced life of work, having enough to live on, but not obsessing over things. Yeah? That might be another version of a successful life. So what I'm trying to say is, you've got to determine what a successful life means to you. And it's a wonderful thing to do, because if you can determine that for yourself, you will have a direction for your life. People can suggest to you, okay, your parents, teachers, other people, they can suggest what might be a success for you, but only you can make that choice. You've got to feel good about what it is that you're doing. Part of being successful is feeling good about what you're doing, being happy. If you're making lots of money, buying lots of things, but you're miserable, is that a successful life? I would say no. I would say no. Being successful, first and foremost, is, are you happy? Are you enjoying life? Are you comfortable with others? No matter the situation. So, what I guess I'm trying to say is, find out what makes you happy, what you enjoy doing, pursue it, get advice and information from others, but make your own decisions, ultimately because you have to live with them. Nobody else does. Does that help?
The law value of teamwork.
What is the What is the rule for value and teamwork?
What is the rule for value and teamwork? I don't know if there's a rule. Teamwork simply means that a group of people are getting together for some purpose, right? You have a job to do, something the team wants to do, wants to get done. In other words, you're getting together for some reason. Now, when you work as a team, everyone has their value to contribute to whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. So, part of teamwork is understanding what is your goal for the team, understanding what you need to get it done, understanding that each person in that team has a piece of the solution. So you have to get people to contribute. Ask them, well, what do you think? Would you do this differently? You see what I mean? When you work as a team, that means everyone is working together harmoniously for a common goal. That's what teamwork is. If you work like that, not only will you accomplish your goal, but you'll have fun doing it. But it's based on understanding what to do, making sure you've got all the things that you need, respecting others' opinion, and making sure everyone contributes. That's teamwork. Okay? Is that answer?
Is the peace important for our success?
Is peace important for our success?
Personally, I would say yes. Because what's the alternative? Is peace necessary for our success? Is peace necessary for our success? Is it necessary? No. Some people they appear to be successful on the outside, but they could be just a massive conflicting thoughts and emotions. So, I'll slow you a second. Appearances may not be accurate. The point is, we can appear to be successful by having lots of money, lots of things, but if we're not happy, if we're sad, if we're frustrated, if we're exhausted from all this striving and effort, what's the point? You just die miserable with a lot of stuff that somebody else will get. The journey is more important than the outcome. Remember that. Life is a journey. If we have a sense of inner peace, which is why I meditate and study as well as work very hard, then I got the best of both worlds. I got the stuff that I wanted, but I wasn't obsessing over it. It came great. If it didn't, that's okay too. And at the same time, I got a sense of happiness, enjoyment, peace of mind. So, is it necessary? For me, it was. To some people, it's not. You make up your mind what you want, not just things. Because I guarantee you, when you draw your last breath, all the things that you got are going to go to somebody else. All the money that you made will be nothing. But if you kept also on the journey of widening your understanding, perspective, getting that inner self more active in our life, which means that we act from a stable platform of inner peace. Then, when that last breath comes, the truth of that will become apparent. When we say, life well lived. I wasn't obsessed with things and money and power. They were things that I used like toys in a playground. They come and they go. But that inner peace is something you carry with you forever because it is what you are. Does that answer your question? Over in the corner there.
How to develop human dignity.
How to develop human dignity. How to develop human dignity.
How to develop human dignity. Okay.
Why?
Dignity is not only a quality of what we have, but what we give to others. Listen up, people. Ladies. Please. Dignity is respect, isn't it? Dignity is a sense of self-worth, isn't it? This is what the core of dignity is. And we have it for ourselves by knowing that we are doing our best in our work, in our relationships, in how we behave. We act with dignity. And when we act with dignity, we possess it. That is a part of us. And also, respecting others, giving them what we want for ourselves, respect, understanding, tolerance, giving them their dignity, respecting their dignity as a human being. The two work together. You must have it for yourself first before you can see and give it to others and even see it in others. Everything starts here. Right? You are worthy of dignity and respect. Act accordingly and give it to others. How are we doing time-wise?